I finished the 30-day drawing challenge. I'm really excited to show you all the little drawings that I came up with. Starting with day 1, we've got a piece of little technology, which is really fun to draw. This is a drone controller. Had fun with all of the gray alcohol markers, and then just put that little pop of color in with all the control buttons. And I'm really happy with the swatches. I like that the swatches kind of became part of the drawing. It looks pretty cool. For day 2, this is a weird self-portrait. I have a red beanie, and I liked the way my beanie looked with my glasses. I thought it was just kind of cool that there was no facial features on it. Day 3, chains. I like drawing chains, and this one is definitely no exception. I felt really happy with myself about putting in the strands getting smaller and smaller in the background. I messed the background itself up a little bit because I was going at it with watercolor pencil. I got tired, and then I tried to go at it with just plain watercolor, and that didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to. But overall, I'm still satisfied with it. Day 4, this is also watercolor pencils, but I did a lot of pen work on it because I didn't want to spend so much time on like all the dirt and stuff like that. This picture came from the botanical gardens that we went to. These are actually my feet. I had a lot of fun on these, the succulent leaves. Here's day 5. This is all one cat. Different poses, one cat. Copied them all from my camera reel. I wanted to color them differently for variety's sake, so I went to iStock for some inspiration, and I'm glad I did, because just when I thought there can't be another cat coat marking, I scrolled just one tick down and there was yet another one. Here's all these guys. I like this upraised nose. It's just kind of disturbing, and it's funny. This guy is also pretty cool looking. I liked the expression. Okay, day 6. I was going for the chalkboard effect, but I messed it up. Thought it would be really nice to have a nice simple one to help me catch up because I was a day behind. I messed up my mediums. I went for black gouache, which was my first mistake. I wanted acrylic, but I did the gouache instead, and I used a wet paintbrush to apply white gouache to it, and I made it gray, which was my second mistake. Tried to correct course with white acrylic, but I had a wet paintbrush, my third mistake, and it made a kind of a grayish mixture of acrylic gouache. I made that up. I streaked the paint, had to clean it up with a lot of white acrylic. So instead of the 20-minute, it took 2 hours. Here's day 7. It took probably 30 minutes. It's a really cool assortment. I was really pleased with myself because I matched the colors to each other, so the purple is mirrored over here and here, the yellow is mirrored here, and then the blue came in right about here. So I just liked how the whole drawing definitely got tied together because of the very, very simple color palette. Okay, day 8. This one is so pretty. I really, really like this one. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. I love maps. I love the yellowing paper. I love the stains. I even made my own fake coffee cup stain and the compass rose. This one probably took me 2 hours, if not longer, but it's so cool. So all of these land masses, I freehanded them. The funny thing is, next time I draw a map, I'm actually going to tilt it a little bit to the side because if you can see, they are still kind of all in straight rows. All of the names came from Fantasy Name Generator. Here's day 9. I've had some success with Bottled Nature before. It didn't quite turn out as I expected it to, but I think the results are still very, very cohesive. You have the yellow here, and then we've got our cool tones here, but everything still matches. This is day 10. Quite sterile, but pleasing to the eye. I used a brown micron pen and really thickened up the interior line of the star. I'm pleased with all the flower arrangements. The botanical garden that we went to, same botanical garden. I couldn't get over the fact that there was so much texture in all of the plants. There were so many leaf shapes, sizes, colors, and I'm very happy that my flower arrangements echoed the texture and variety that I saw at the gardens. Day 11, Little Walking Monsters. My favorite element is actually the lower eyelid, just because I never draw that sort of thing before. It really gave them some new expressions. My favorite one is the gray one, and for the orange one, he looks like a cheesy poof. I slipped with the black on the pupils, but it worked out. It looks like the shadow of his eyelid. This lovely lady, relaxing in the branches of something that's supposed to be a lavender, is called a green lynx spider. She's awesome. She was a real spider that lived in our backyard, and she was about 1¼ inches long, and she had these translucent pink legs. Actually, there was a lot of hair on it too, but I forgot to draw that. She was awesome. Day 13, I wanted to design my own album cover or like a CD sticker. When I started, I wasn't aware that Rage Against the Machine was an actual band. I thought it was all, you know, original. The songs that I've got here are Poor Man's Dream, Tell You What, Summer Revival, Lisa Talent, King Ginger, Saving Happy, Taking Back Complicated. Again, I used the random name generator for this. Puffins. I have never drawn a puffin before, but don't they look so cool? Their eyes are actually really funny. They look like a little check mark. I had so much fun placing them around their puffin's puffball. This one is my favorite. He's not in a position that I would typically imagine a puffin in. I really like the bright orange of their beaks. I liked it so much that I had to put a beak on this pea as well. An attempt at Moody and Dramatic. It was a little monotones and it got just a little boring because I was just trying to go too dark too fast. Actually, the quality on the camera is a lot better than what's on the page. This paper is supposed to be Bristol paper, but it's not as water-friendly as I expected it to be, and I planned the whole thing to be in watercolor, but I had to finish it off with alcohol marker instead because it started pilling. But after I put the alcohol marker on, it was this layer and the second layer, it actually cleans the pilling up a little bit. I have never drawn action hero silhouettes before. I've done a lot of action heroes, but never just a single silhouette. The silhouettes themselves did not disappoint. I was told that they either look like they're going to have a major conflict or they're going to take on the world together. That was really cool. Day 16. Okay, this one was intended to be comedic. I saw a turtle crossing sign and I decided to extrapolate on it with what I hope is a fairly random assortment of funny critters. So this lemur guy is my favorite one. I'll definitely be drawing some lemur characters in the future because they're just so funny. Day 17. I figured it was time to do a serious drawing. I do like drawing action heroes. I do encounter a lot of hands as a result, but it was definitely a struggle to get all of these 4 poses down. They're all from picture references from my camera reel. Day 18. Departure from the oh-so-sophisticated hands. This is acrylic, and the paper received it well. I had a pencil sketch underneath that I discovered I hated, so I painted it over with black acrylic and then put all the other triangles on top. It's like model painting. You put blue, and then you put gray. The blue gets on the gray, and you have to put on more blue, which gets on the gray. So, more gray, until you finagle that line to be nice and straight. I used a really stiff bristle brush for the gray triangles, and it left this odd texture. Oh, I can't say it bothers me. Day 19. The coloring and painting I thought would be the most fun. However, I enjoyed designing my door. It was once a rectangle following a stock photo that I found, but then I found another stock photo and another stock photo. Ended up cobbling them all together into one awesome door. This fish tank has saltwater and freshwater fish. Oops. My favorite one is this freshwater angelfish. I didn't know that beige and putty could be so interesting. I did a video about drawing this one, so you can check it out if you like it. Disputare mecum non odologum. Or so Google Translate says. I wanted to put something clever on my neon sign message, so I decided on, "You can argue with me, but not with the clock," indicating that time cannot be argued with. Unfortunately, the closest Google Translate could get was, "Do not argue with me on the clock," which was not at all what I wanted to say. Yeah, it's fine. The Latin and the neon sign look pretty good together. It was super fun drawing out all the letters, which I got from the starting fonts on Microsoft Word. Okay, day 22 is just pure perspective fantasy, with some mega-sized crystallized structures growing toward the sun out of pyrite blocks. I was actually considering making this yellow background a dark hole or a cavern, but I decided to grow toward the light instead. Look at the shine on the soup ladle. I am smug about this one. This was light blue that I used to make metal, and it turned out so great. The large blocks of red always make me happy, and these wood grains keep it interesting. Jacky Winter is an Australian robin. That's actually his species name, like common sparrow or western screech owl. Jacky Winter. I wanted to cartoon up the boring photo I found of him, and we got this cheeky little dude who's making the birdie equivalent of fisticuffs. My characters always end up looking aggressive and confrontational, and this guy is no exception. I have a history of designing soda can labels, especially these little little short soda cans, and I decided to bring back this old project in this challenge. So we've got Jewel Drops, a carefully mixed blend of pomegranate and hibiscus soda, very sweet, and Cucumber Splash, a refreshing, well, splash of cucumbers and lemon. So cool. Very happy with these guys, especially with all of this shine on the pomegranate. Really brought it to life. The whole goal of this challenge is to be shocking and wildly different from day to day, so this intentionally hideous creature is my dog. Look at how puffy his paws got. I really liked how that turned out. And I'm pleased with this texture on his nose. If you want to see what he actually looks like, not all uglied up, you can check out this video. I'll link it. There are some pictures that just scream for a certain kind of medium, and for the mushrooms, I knew I wanted watercolor. I ended up with the alcohol markers instead, and you know what? It really changed what I was planning, and it forced me to utilize the markers in a different way. It turned out so great. I am happy I didn't use watercolor, otherwise it probably would have ended up looking a bit more like a botanical sketch instead of toxic poster. Yeah, welcome to the grocery aisle. And look at this ginger. He's waving. Hello. The ginger and the broccoli are probably my favorites. I'm very pleased with the lime. The lemon kind of looked like a ham before I colored it in, so that'll be something to look out for if I ever do this sort of thing again. Day 29, Neptune. Actually, it's Neptune because I left out the final E. The sci-fi screen elements, these guys and, you know, these things that you always see on Star Wars, they were a little daunting, but once I got into it, it was fun. I had references because I can't make up this stuff for myself. I like the planet itself. Neptune is actually fairly low profile. The storm is pretty much the only interesting feature, but it's such a cool blue. These names right here, these are the names of 5 of its moons, though I think it's actually got 14 of them. And the glowing effects were pretty awesome. Okay, last day, day 30. All my characters' hands have my hands, for convenience's sake. This is a self-aware robot with full articulation, contemplating an orchid. I like powerful but gentle robotic characters like Vision from Marvel or Shrike from Mortal Engines. So this is a little nod to personalities like theirs. And I love the metal coloring. I always like doing metal, and this one turned out really stunning. I was trying to make his fingertips like more blunt because I wouldn't imagine robots to have as smooth of a fingertip as humans do. I'd imagine they have a little bit more of a blocky fingertip, so I liked putting that little bit of an edge on there. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some randomized inspiration for your own notebook, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!